This comes from Jason LaConfora, who's somewhat reliable as an insider.
I didn't even know who he was.
Well, yeah,
Nick
that's
were
fair.
like, who the hell is this?
He used to be big like 10, 15 years ago. Sorry, Jason, no offense, but these kids haven't heard of you. But no one has disputed his report. If it was wrong, I figured a lot of people would come out and be like, this is bogus. He says $45 million a year is the Niners offer. You could use the word opening offer. You could use the word offer. What do you think of this news? $45 million a year.
Nick, if you want to go first.
Yeah, I can go first. I think it's, I mean, you know how negotiations start. There's going to be a low ball offer, like a lower offer. And for 45 being like their first start and their quote unquote low ball offer, I thought it was pretty good. Like I thought it was pretty decent. I've been saying all along, I think they're going to find themselves somewhere in between 48.5 and like 54, 53.5, somewhere in there. I think it's where it's going to end. So 45 is pretty decent start to that, I'd say.
For me, I think 45 is perfect. I hope Brock takes this deal. I think 45 is perfect for Brock. And Nick, we talked about it yesterday. You said, the Niners usually start off giving these low contracts, and 45 for Purdy would be considered low. But and then you went on to say the Niners are gonna, it's probably gonna be like 52, and then at the end of the you said it was like 55, right? You think he's gonna get like 55?
I said the height of it was probably 50.
Height of it, right? I think for the Niners this offseason, we got to be strong with Purdy because I feel every offseason we give Ayuk, what was it? What was our first starting offer to Ayuk? It was like 25,
23.5, I think.
23.5, right? So, and with Ayuk, what happened? We waited till the start of the season and then gave him whatever the hell he wanted. I think if Purdy wants 60 mil, no, let's not do that. Let's stay back. I like 45. I think 45 is the max I'd give Purdy. Maybe like 47 if he wanted. But 45, Purdy's a $45 million quarterback. Actually, I don't even know if he's worth 45. He might be worth less than that, but I don't want to say that or else might get some hate. But I think if his final contract ended up being 45 million, I would like it.
Yeah, I think it's generous because the Niners could, they could always just be really play real hardball and say, you know what, we don't think we've seen enough from you yet. 2 seasons, one was great, one wasn't. Like, they
didn't do that with Ayuk. Ayuk had one good season, and then we gave him 30 mil. Yeah, he had a couple good seasons before that, but he had one really good year. I'm like, okay, Ayuk, what do you want? I want 30. No, we'll offer you 23. No, I want 30. Then right at the start of the season, like, okay, we'll give you 30. We can't do that with Purdy.
And the thing with him, if you don't give him a contract extension, he's still under team control through 2027.
Exactly.
$5 million this year, $41 million next year on the tag, and then 51 the year after that. That's $97 million over 3 years. That's not even $33 million. That's essentially the Baker Mayfield deal, which I think most Niner fans would love. So they could have him on the Baker Mayfield deal. Would he be happy about it? No, but it's a business. Stop making it's not about making players super happy. So they could do that. Yeah. Instead, they're offering what we hear is $45 million a year. It's kind of generous. I don't think Darnold's going to get that. I don't think Rodgers going to get that. The Niners could wait and just offer Brock like a penny more than Darnold gets and say like, sorry. So I think it's cool. And to Nick's point, in the past, the Niners always have upped their offers, but I don't think they will this offseason.
This year, you can't do that again, man.
Let me explain why. Maybe I'm wrong, but my
always give in.
Read is that Parag makes the initial offer, and it's kind of shocking to the player. The player waits, and then Kyle Shanahan, who up until this point has had the last say in the organization, the ultimate power, comes in August or September and says, Jed, Denise, John, we need this guy. We need this guy. And they have deferred to Kyle for 8 years. But the way last year went, they deferred on Ayuk and on McCaffrey and on Trent Williams, and they all blew up. And I think what we're seeing is Kyle doesn't have that kind of sway anymore. So my prediction, and I could be wrong, I mean, based on the past, Nick's right. But I think this is going to be a new way of doing business this offseason, headed by the parents and Parag. I don't think there's going to be a second offer.
I hope it.
I think the opening offer is the ending offer. And his options are take it, play out his rookie deal, and do the salary cap game, the franchise tag game where he gets less money, or Well, we'll talk about the third option in a minute. That's sort of what I'm looking at right now. But
do
wrong.
you don't think they, because in my head I think 45 is like a good start, and I think they maybe go to 48, 49, something like that. But I also think that with what you're saying, like they're it's like they're good starting offer, but they're also like willing to go up a little bit. But with that being said, John came out and was like very much so like, hey, 45 is like what we're willing to give you, but we got to get younger. We got to stop spending so much money. Like he had these comments that made it seem almost like he wanted them to get out to the media, like with
And he said there's no guarantee that we're going to sign him this year.
One more
with
thing.
the Pat McAfee show, like I feel like they're like doing this thing where they're like leaking information to the media, being like, yeah, talk about this and like kind of get on our side.
Yeah. With Purdy, I think if he doesn't accept $45 million a year and he wants 48, 49, 52, 53, and he wants to prolong the negotiations, he might be able to do that and say, look, I'm not signing this, and I would be willing to play out my rookie deal, but let's keep talking. And it's not content. Let's just keep talking. This doesn't have to get done right away. And I'll be at OTAs. And I'll be at training camp. I'm not holding out. Maybe he could get a few million more from New York's. But if he holds out, if he holds out, he might not be team next season.